This is the second video in the two-part tutorial on how to reissue your CAT1 tokens as CAT2 tokens to all of your users. This is going to be the complete upgrade from version 1 to version 2, and each user will end up with an exact copy of the coins that they had before the CAT2 reissuance. In the previous video, I showed you how to create a snapshot of your complete Cat1 issuance at the time of the end of life block height for Cat1. And what you ended up with at the end of that video was one of these, a CSV file with the puzzle hash and value or amount for each coin in your entire Cat1 issuance. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to take all of these coins and reissue them as Cat2. So as long as you have one of these CSV files, you're good to go. And as a reminder, Chia Network Inc. will put out their own snapshot with their own CSV file for each Cat1 that was issued. You are recommended to generate your own, and you can do that by watching the previous video. And for reference, you can download Chia's as well and compare the two, and they should be the same. So let's get started, and I'll show you how to install this tool that you'll use to airdrop your new Cat2 tokens. Okay, the command you need to run is this git clone command to clone the cat admin tool repository. As a reminder, I have written out documents for running all of these commands, so you can just copy and paste, and they will go into more details than I'm going to go into in the video. You'll notice that I have this special branch here that I'm using for my clone command. By the time you watch this, this branch likely won't exist anymore, and you'll just need to clone main. So just change this part here to main, M-A-I-N, and you should be good to go. But I'm going to run based on this branch. I will clone it. It's a small repository, so it just takes a second to clone. I'm going to cd into the cat admin tool folder that I just downloaded. I need to create a virtual environment. So the command there is python-m venv. And just like before, I'm running this on Windows. It's totally fine if you run this on Linux or Mac. The one big difference is the Python command on those operating systems is usually Python 3, and on Windows it's usually Python. And I'll show you some of the other differences as I go through this video. One of them comes up right away, and that's how to activate your virtual environment. So on Windows, it's /venv scripts and activate PS1. On Linux and Mac, it's just venv/bin/activate, and that's in the written tutorial. Okay, next you're going to need to install a few things before you install the main tool. So to do this, you'll run python and -m pip install -upgrade pip and setup tools and wheel. I think I probably already have most of these, so this should run fairly quickly. It might take you a little bit longer on your computer if it needs to actually install them. And once that's all done, I can install the cat admin tool, which is done by running pip install dot. Okay, this should just take a few more seconds here. And a couple other things are needed before you can continue. You're going to need to do pip install Chia dev tools in order to use this, and we need to do no deps on that command. And then the final command is pip install test. Um, and this command is going to spit out an error right there, 3 errors actually, and that's totally fine. You can just ignore those. Okay, let's verify that everything's working. So first run cats dash dash help, and you should see something, hopefully. Okay, so that means I can use the cats command now, and let's run cdv the help there too. Okay, that looks good. There is one more thing that I need to do for this video, but you do not need to do this, and that is to pull in the current version of Chia into the cat admin tool. And that's because the cat admin tool will point to Chia 1.5, which is the right version, once Chia 1.5 exists. But it does not exist yet. As you might remember from the previous video, I'm running on this custom testnet for now. So I need to pull in that custom testnet, and I have the command saved right here. And let's just let that run. Again, you do not need to do this. It should be fine. I will show you how to verify that it's fine in just a second. Okay, this is okay. These are just some dependencies that are a little bit off. Let's ignore those for now and continue. Let's see my Chia version here. Hi. Okay, this is good. For you, when you run Chia version, it should say 1.5.0. But for me, I'm on this custom testnet now instead of the 1.4 that it would have been if I had not pulled that in. Okay, so now we are ready to continue. The next thing you need to do is figure out how many mojos to reissue. So if you have one of these, well, you for sure should have one of these snapshot CSV files. You can sum this entire column of coins here, of the values, and this will give you the number of mojos that you need. So for me, it's going to be 1 billion, which is this number. Let me not, I'll back out of that and not save it. So your number will be whatever you issued for CAT1. Uh, Another way to look at that is to go to tail database, and if you registered your CAT1 token there, then you will probably have registered the supply. And so, for example, Spacebucks has this supply of 1 billion. Now, this, if you're using this method, this shows you how many cats were issued. But because each cat has 1,000 XCH mojos in it, you have to multiply this number by 1,000. So this one would be 1 trillion instead of 1 billion is the number that you need to reissue. Let's go back to Cat King Cole. This hasn't really been registered properly, so it doesn't have this number. But if it did, it would say 1 million. That's how many tokens there were or coins there were. And when you multiply that by 1,000, you get 1 billion, which is what I got here. So once you know that, next thing you're going to need to know, make sure you have a Chia wallet synced. You don't need a full node to run this part. You just need to be able to send some money. And so you need to have a wallet. Let's look at my tokens. That is synced, which is good. And again, you're going to be running this on mainnet, so you'll have XCH. I have TXCH because this is a test net. You need to have enough money for your reissuance. So let's say you want to reissue Cat King Cole, which has 1 billion mojos. You'll need 1/10 of 1 TXCH in order to do that. So luckily I have more than that here. This is a requirement in order to do the reissuance. Okay, the next step, one more thing though, before we move on. This is kind of a minor thing, but you do need to have one coin that has enough to cover your entire reissuance. So if you have a whole bunch of really small coins, even if you have a large enough total, you might not have one coin that covers it. So what you need to do in that case is just send yourself all of your money. So just go to send and then well, actually receive, copy your address, paste it here, copy the amount that you have, and then paste that here and send it to yourself. And then when you receive that, you'll receive the exact same amount back. When you do receive it, you'll receive it as one coin. So then you'll know you have a large enough coin as long as this amount is large enough. Okay, so the next step then is going to be to select a coin to use to do what we call secure the bag. Let me clear my screen here. And secure the bag is to create a tree of coins to do the reissuance. And this will eventually give you one puzzle hash that you're going to send money to. You don't really need to understand how all of this works. You just need to be able to run these commands. So let's go over the selecting a coin thing first. So we're going to run the command called cats. We need to pass in a tail. Now you need to know what your tail was originally. And for most people, it's going to be a single issuance cat, and your tail was probably Genesis by coin ID. If you're unsure, let's go back to tail database. If you look at the Chia Lisp code for your cat, which is right here, if you did a single issuance, you're not going to see any inner puzzle here. It's just going to be a dash. So if you see this dash, you can be pretty sure it was a single issuance, unless you did something custom that we don't know about. But if you used one of the reference tails that Chia put out, if you see a dash, single issuance. If you see an inner puzzle and inner solution, then it's going to be multi-issuance. I'm not going to cover multi-issuance in this video, but I do cover that in the written instructions. Okay, so Cat King Call was a single issuance, and it's a single issuance used Genesis by coin ID. So let's go and put that in. The tail, it used a reference tail from Chia, okay, and Genesis by coin ID. You need the hex version, which is included in this tool that you just installed. So once you have the hex version, you can move on, and this command requires the send to flag. Now the thing is, this would normally be used for sending money. Right now we're actually just getting a coin, but we still need to put in something. So I'll just get my receive address, copy it, and paste. This will be ignored, okay? It won't be used. So it can be any address that you want. And next flag that you need is amount. And remember, that was the amount that we just came up with. For me, it was 1 billion. I'll just put some spaces here to make sure I get the number right. That's 1 billion, and I'll take out the spaces. Get the exact right number of zeros in there. You need to output this as bytes. So we're going to put the as bytes flag in. And then what we want to do now is select a coin. So select coin. Oh, I have a few wallets in here, so I'm going to use the one that's synced. And we're good to go. Okay, so it gave me a coin. And the only value here that you really need is this one, the name. So next thing I'm going to do is secure the bag. So again, that's creating the tree of coins that you'll use for the reissuance. So the command to do that is secure underscore the bag. Again, I need that tail, and that's going to be the same as last time. So tail reference tails, Genesis by coin ID. I need the hex version. I need the amount again. Will be 1,000 million billion. Okay. And This time I need secure the bag target's path. So secure the bag target's path. Okay, this is that CSV file, this one here that you got from that last video. I still have that saved in my cat addresses folder. It's right here. So I'm going to copy that path. Okay, paste it. And it was called CKC something. Okay, so that came up. And that's the secure the bag targets path. We need that. Then we need the prefix. Normally, you will be doing XCH. That's just the type of coin that you're using. That's what mainnet uses, so you'll be using that. However, I'm still using this custom testnet, so I need to put in TXCH. Finally, you need to query in that coin name that you got when you selected your coin. And we should put in a 0x to make sure it's interpreted as bytes properly. I'm going to copy and paste that. Okay, so it, if you're doing a real reissuance, it's probably this command will probably take a little while, and you'll see a lot more action happening. But because my total coin issuance of this test coin is only 66 coins, you might have tens of thousands, right? I only have 66, so it ended up being very quick. So it created this tree of coins, and the final root puzzle hash was this. And then I have the address, and that's what I need to fund right now. That's this address here. For you, it should start with XCH. Okay, so the next command then is to send money to that address. So let's do, but it's a cats command again. So cats, and you need that tail, reference tails, Genesis by coin ID, send -2. Okay, we need to copy this address here. And that's where we'll be sending this money to. Amount. I'll just copy the amount here, 1 billion. Okay. Which will be different for you if you issued a different amount. Then as bytes, and that will not be different for you. That's everybody has to do that one. And then finally, we need a query. And that's going to be 0x and the address that or the root puzzle hash that we came up with. Oh, what I did wrong here is I needed to use the coin ID. Which was this one here. Okay. Paste that. No. Oh, okay. What I did wrong is I only put 1 hyphen before curry. I need 2. Okay, again, I have several wallets. This one's synced. Let's select that one, and I need to confirm that I want to push it to the network. I have to confirm it one more time, and that's all I need. So now if I don't remember the exact amount of money that I had here, however, I should be getting 1/10 of 1 TXCH deducted from my total. The transaction itself won't show up in the wallet though, so don't worry about that. And I end up with an asset ID and an Eve coin ID. So that means that now this root puzzle hash has been funded, and I should be good to go. And the last step required then is to do what we call unwind the bag, which means to reissue all of those coins uh, as a CAT2 issuance. So let's do that command right now. Unwind the bag. And I need to give the Eve coin ID. And that's going to be this one. I need my tail hash. Okay, that is going to be the asset ID. Okay, and let's take that. And then I need the secure the bag targets path. Okay, that was that CSV file. Let's just copy the location. So I'm just grabbing this file here, which I'll show you, the CSV file. It is here. I'm going to copy that location, paste it, and CKC. Okay, so that's that file. And you can put in a fee if you want. And we recommend 500,000 here. Unwind fee 500,000. This is not a requirement, but this will speed things up, and it's going to pay this fee for each new coin that is issued. It is a very small fee. And then finally, the wallet ID. And that's almost always going to be 1. That's my XCH wallet. There are other arguments that you can put onto this command where you could just unwind the bag for 1 puzzle hash if you want, just to test it out. I'm just going to unwind the whole thing, though. So this is all we need. Let's see if this works. Oh, I didn't actually paste in my tail hash. Okay, that was the problem. So I need to go back up and get the tail hash. Oh, sorry, it wasn't that one. It's asset ID. So I need to have the asset ID is the tail hash. Copy that, paste it, put in the space. Let's try one more time here. Okay, it looks like it's working. It's going through all the coins, and I need to verify that I'm actually going to spend some money from that wallet. All right, so it has attempted to unwind the bag for this coin. And what it's doing now is monitoring the blockchain to see if the unwinding of the bag is actually successful. And I have already done this reissuance previously to creating this video. So this is not actually going to succeed for me. But eventually, when you actually run this, this command will continue to run once the coin has been spent. You'll have to acknowledge the next spend and the next one. And after however many it takes to unwind the entire bag and reissue all of your tokens, then your reissuance will be complete. So the final thing to do at that point, once you have your reissuance done, is to take that asset ID that you got from the previous command and go back up to tail database, and you can re-register your new asset ID. And then if you have any of this coin in your wallet, you can verify that it has been airdropped to you, or you can ask someone else. You can also query the blockchain using RPCs, and I show you how to do that in the written notes. So once you have re-registered with your new asset ID with tail database, then anyone who's using your cat can go to the website and actually make sure that they got the right one with their airdrop and compare the two. So that's all I have for you right now. I hope this was helpful and good luck with your reissuance.